the accused support the last remark?
Can the accused support the last remark?
Of course, my lord. Compulsory monogamy creates mixed groups of frustrated people. 3 main groups of frustrated people. First, you have the simplistas like Himalaya, who has their biological assignment to carry out. You have the married men, whose wives cannot satisfy at home and must look for outlet from their monogamic insularity. Thirdly, you have a relative of terrified bachelors who prefer their freedom than matrimonial society. Add all 3 together, you will have a rich manure in which prostitution germinates in glorious profusion. Please, somebody give me the link. I need the link. Hurry. Afọ. It is ordinary water.
What did you get?
Rum
and gone?
I thought it was a gin. I never suspected it was ordinary water.
Chief Ozumba, in your own obviously deep contemplation on the benefit of polygamy, have you ever given a moment thought to the moral complexion of children brought up in polygamous homes?
It has been proved that these children are much more sociable than their monogamic counterpart. In the polygamous home, children learn that in spite of their differences in mothers, they all belong to one paternal family. This is a lesson in the world.
Nation. But I think this is enough for the day. The court is adjourned on 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Court! Okay.
If the prosecuting counsel is ready, we shall proceed with the cross-examination.
Thank you, my lord. Chief Ozumba, your counsel made a rather interesting historical allusion yesterday about King Henry VIII of England. Are you familiar with the history of that great monarch?
If I remember correctly, he had 8 wives. One at a time. Child. Poor man.
Oh yes.
Oh, no, woman.
He had something else too. A weakness for beautiful women.
Ah, that follows. That follows.
In fact, some eminent historians believe that what made that great man drive a wedge into the monolith of Christendom was not so much a sudden test of patriotism, but of his partiality for the pleasure of the flesh.
And what has that to do with me?
Chief Ozumba, how many wives did you say you had before your last?
32.
Miss Elena of Fodile is a very beautiful young woman, I hear. Would you say she is beautiful?
Maybe.
Very beautiful.
Maybe.
Irresistibly beautiful.
Malaya, you sound jealous.
In fact, irresistible that a weak chief can drive a wedge into the monolith of the law so that he can lay his hands on her. I put it to you, Chief Ozumba, that you did not marry that girl out of any patriotic motives.
That is not true.
I put it to you, Chief Ozumba, that you used your position as a chief to snatch that girl from 2 helpless men.
Not to do, baby liar.
Do you love her, Chief Ozumba? Do you love the woman you married?
What do you mean by love?
You are evading the question. Am I to understand that after 32 marriages, you do not know what love is?
One lawyer. Love to 1,000 different hearts is 1,000 different things.
Do you believe in love, Chief Ozumba?
What I think you call love is nothing but a hollow delay.
Then you feel nothing for the 32 women you married.
Not your kind of love. a believable act of infidelity, you can turn your kind of love into acrimonious hatred.
You keep referring to my kind of love.
You are the one who brought up the subject.
Chief Ozumba, what is my kind of love?
You are the best judge of that.
Chief Ozumba, huh? Let's please.
I am sorry. Where were we placed?
My kind of love, Chief.
Ah, yes. Romantic love. Okay? Feel something for the women of Mali. Of course I do. But I am not tolerant enough to call it love. What do you call love? It's 1% fondness and 99% imagination. And the whole thing giving an aura of reality by endless publicity.
I suppose you're trying to prove to the entire civilized world that they are wrong and you are right.
Is that what you said?
Don't you think that to some civilized, decent, morally groomed people, love means much more than just desire?
And why then do most people, for more often, only fall in love during their sexual active years?
If you don't believe in love, Chief Ozumba, it follows that you do not marry for love. Tell us, please, what makes you want to marry a particular woman?
Compatibility. Compatibility, my lawyer. In our real African custom, marriage is based on a mature and passionless analysis of two personalities. If they agree, they marry. If not, they don't. We base our African marriage philosophy on a thorough knowledge of laws of nature, and because we live so close to nature.
I take it that one of the glories of your sound African philosophy is that it gives parents the dictatorial right to force marriage partners on their children.
Parents advise their children. They are qualified to offer this advice because they know their children. Divorce becomes unknown. Infidelity, inconceivable. Take note.
No further questions, my lord.
Thank you, Miss Azodu. Dr. Bassi,
Oh, my lord.
you may proceed with your submission.
Oh, thank you, my lord. Thank you. My lord, ladies and gentlemen, you may not have agreed with everything Chief Ozumba has said, but at least you admit he's a sincere man. Ladies and gentlemen, would any of you like your own daughter to be abandoned with a child? Does the idea of abortion, legal or otherwise, appeal to you? Must we continue to repeat the same mistakes where few sane voices cry in the wilderness for sex? This man, Chief Ozumba, he's put in this dock today because of his foresight and not his weakness. He has fought real hard for the wind of change, and his people are behind him. My lord, ladies and gentlemen, to prove this point, I have before me a petition signed by over 3,000 people asking for the annulment of the polygamy.
Yeah, no, give it to
I
them.
hereby submit this petition to this honorable commission.
I can make you my wife.
And there, my lord, I rest my case.
Thank you, Dr. Bassi. Miss Azodo, your submission, please.
Thank you, my lord. Ladies and gentlemen, that the accused is guilty has been proved, and by his own admission. My learned friend's speech amounted to just one point, that the accused thought it necessary to have committed his crime. But in law, ladies and gentlemen, necessity is not a defense to a criminal charge. My learned counsel tells you that your verdict will remain indelible to the annals of legal history. He asks you to judge with your emotions and not with your heads. He talks about the wind of change. Is this a political rally or a court of law? The law compels you to return with a verdict. The verdict of guilty. That will be all.
Thank you, Miss Azodo.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for you to retire and reach a verdict. Take your time, weigh each point carefully. Do not let prejudice interfere with reasons. Every argument made For in this court, for and against counts. And now leave it to you. The court is adjourned.
Court!